Hi, welcome to Blended, Engaging, and Cost Saving, Infinite Possibilities to Redefine Today's Classrooms. My name is Katie Gallagher, and I'll be your host today. At Blackboard, we're always looking for ways to improve. So we took a look at the research, we conducted some of our own research, and we talked to our customers to find out how we could get better. In doing so, we identified 4 trends that are impacting the future of K-12 education. They include the rapid growth of both online and blended learning in K-12, a swift transition from print to digital content, extreme importance of competency-based learning, and of course, mobility in learning. So we made some changes to better serve our customers. We've integrated our best-of-breed products and services into simple solutions that deliver more value and functionality at less cost to our customers. As you can see, we have 2 primary teaching and learning solutions, our competency learning solution and our innovative classroom solution. As you will learn throughout our stories today, both provide a powerful foundation for competency-based learning. All components of Blackboard Learn, including Explore, are cloud-based cross-platform learning object repository and professional services, including training and SaaS. However, the Innovative Classroom empowers districts to take teaching, learning, and professional development even further with the complement of synchronous learning through our Blackboard Collaborate products tightly integrated within the solution to provide web conferencing and BBIM. Now, let's dive into our individual stories by taking a look at some of our rockstar K-12 customers. Each of these customers is facing their own set of unique challenges, just like every one of our customers. Today, we'll take a look at the successes of Metro Nashville Public Schools, Lawrence Public Schools, and Sarasota County. Metro Nashville Public Schools is a large urban district located in Nashville, Tennessee. It serves 80,000 students and has 6,500 teachers. It was facing low student engagement and low district graduation rates. The graduation rate was at 50%. As they were transitioning to Common Core state standards, they took a look at technology integration in the classroom and they believed, it was really ineffective at that point. They wanted to improve it. And lastly, they wanted to ensure that all of their graduates were ready for learning in both college and career moving forward. Lawrence, on the other hand, is a slightly smaller district serving 12,000 students in Lawrence, Kansas, a college town, home of the University of Kansas, and has just under 1,000 teachers. They were facing limited teacher time with individual students in small groups in the classroom and wanted to find ways to increase that individual time to differentiate instruction. And they were facing waning student engagement. Finally, Sarasota County Public Schools, a large suburban district in Sarasota, Florida, serves over 42,000 students with around 2,500 teachers and 5,000 total employees. It's geographically large, spanning 555 square miles. They needed a way to efficiently meet state benchmark assessment requirements, and they wanted to leverage that data to shape instruction in the classroom. They also wanted to improve pedagogy and instruction in their transition to a new set of common standards. And finally, they had varied professional development needs that needed to be effectively and efficiently met across the large district. While each one of these districts faced a unique set of challenges, they all looked to Blackboard's teaching and learning solutions, the competency learning solution, and the innovative classroom solution to serve as the foundation for online, blended, and professional learning across their districts. We'll take a look at their results. So let's start out with Metro Nashville Public Schools. To address their challenges, they first created a virtual school and then expanded to leveraging Blackboard solutions for professional development and are in the process of systematically expanding blended learning across the district. So first, with the virtual school, let's cover some highlights. Metro Nashville, with the creation of their virtual school, it became the first virtual school in the state of Tennessee, and it's also the leading virtual school in the state of Tennessee. Provides a highly personalized learning experience focused on mastery and competency-based learning, and provides choice for both students and teachers in the large district. From its incipience, it's attained steady enrollment growth, student achievement gains, and significant cost savings. With respect to student and teacher choice, you can see here that Metro Nashville provides quite a varied curriculum through the virtual school at the middle school, high school, advanced placement, IB, and dual enrollment levels. It offers 72 unique classes covering a variety of subjects. Students can take classes at the virtual school on a part or full-time basis to satisfy their need for enrichment courses such as AP, IB, or dual enrollment courses where they can earn college credit. Sometimes they'll enroll in virtual school classes as they face scheduling challenges or courses are not available to them in their zoned school. Some students pursue accelerated graduation rates or need flexibility, such as single mothers or those suffering from illnesses that keep them away from school. The virtual school has provided a safe haven for some students who need to be removed from a non-optimal learning environment. And at Metro Nashville, the virtual school has provided the opportunity to travel and learn. MNVPS Virtual School has served the needs of students pursuing country music careers, modeling, motocross, and students of parents who travel for work who want to spend more time as a family. For some, virtual learning is the preferred format, and while it's not the primary use case for the Metro Virtual School, it can be used to satisfy credit recovery needs as well. The virtual school has learned that it also provides choice for teachers. Metro Nashville's virtual school is able to leverage experienced master teachers who want more flexibility and less commitment with their time. So it's able, they found that some of their best teachers at the virtual school are retired master teachers to the district who would be lost to the district if they didn't have the opportunity to teach with the virtual school. The virtual school has also leveraged teachers who are on maternity leave who want to continue to teach, or both men and women, young teachers with young children who want to stay at home with their children but not give up their teaching profession. Since the virtual school's incipient, it's demonstrated enrollment growth year over year, both in full and part-time enrollment. Over 5 years, full-time enrollments have grown almost 5,000%. While part-time enrollments have grown over 1,500%. In addition to enrollment growth and providing choice, students have demonstrated great achievement gains through the virtual school. The district has achieved a 32 percentage point increase in their overall district graduation rate as a result of providing more choice. The virtual school itself had average net gains of 23.18 percentage points on end-of-course exams in the 2012-2013 school year, the highest gain of any school in the district that year. They're also designated as a high-achieving school, and they've had the highest gains in the district in both Algebra 1 and biology results as well. While not the intention of the virtual school, because they offer 72 unique classes, and many of which they offer more than once a year, they achieve significant cost savings. Each virtual school class costs over $2,500 less than a face-to-face course. In addition to that, the virtual school offers a self-sustaining tuition-based summer school program. So as enrollments grow, cost savings grow. The virtual school allows the district to save over $350,000 every single school year. So let's take a look at the success of the Metro Nashville Public Schools All-Stars Professional Development Program next. So first, what is it? The All-Stars program was designed to prepare the district's teachers for the Common Core state standards and the PARCC assessments. It was designed to ensure that teachers also understand how any district initiative aligns to the district's strategic plan, and it was intended to model personalized competency-based mastery learning and technology use for classrooms across the district. So what is it? It was the first uh, professional development really requirement for all teachers in the district. And it wasn't just the first PD requirement for all teachers, it was the first online PD. The superintendent set the expectation that every teacher complete the course. Um, the Learning Technology program took 3 months to plan and create this course, working with departments across the district and recruiting 40 coaches and 170 trainers who worked with different cohorts of teachers through the program. The class itself included personalized learning. It was competency based and focused on mastery. It consisted of 8 modules of online content for which, at the conclusion of each module, a teacher had to demonstrate 100% proficiency on the online assessment at the end of the module through Blackboard. The teacher could take that assessment as many times as they needed, but the questions would change with each attempt. Once the teacher demonstrated 100% proficiency, they were able to move on to the next module. At the end of the class, each teacher earned a digital badge in Blackboard for the class completion. Teachers were given 8 months to complete the entire program, which consisted of roughly 19.5 hours of learning activities online. At the end of the program, each teacher would receive a laptop, and the district would lease that laptop for 3 years. At the end of the 3 years, a teacher would have the option to purchase that laptop for $1. So it was a nice motivator for teachers in this expectation to complete this professional development program. So what did teachers think? The program was an enormous success. Over 5,000 teachers completed the program, and 800 more teachers are enrolled in the program now, as it serves as the way to onboard new teachers in the district moving forward and transition from last year to this year. 89% of teachers that participated were satisfied. 93% felt that they gained a better understanding of the district and its strategic plan. And 85% agreed that they liked the training model, and 83% will now pursue more online PD in the future. So definitely teacher endorsed. And the other statistic that I wanted to point out is that 83% of teachers reported that they feel more comfortable using technology in their classroom as a result of that training. Now, again, not an intended outcome of the professional development program, but in the first year alone, Metro Nashville Public Schools was able to save $1.3 million by delivering this program online through Blackboard Solutions. They determined that had they delivered this PD online, it would have consisted of 3 face-to-face days with every teacher in the district and would have cost $1.6 million. However, the actual cost, most of which reflected the development costs for the program, were $320,000. So year one savings of $1.3 million, and because this is the way to onboard new teachers in the district moving forward, their savings will only grow over time, and they'll continue to enhance the course. Now, in addition to their successful virtual school and their district-wide professional development, Metro Nashville is moving down the path of blended learning. A few years ago, they started with a pilot of blended learning in their AP and IB courses in specific high schools. They've rolled out a class called High School 101 to every 8th grader in the district, as well as freshman seminar to every 9th grader in the district. This year, they've introduced a capstone class for every 12th grader. And in addition to those courses and blended learning, the district is systematically moving to blended learning and digital content across the district. This year, for example, all of their classes in the social studies from grades 7 to 12 are no longer purchasing textbooks, and they're moving to digital content. They're actually investing $1.1 million in social studies content, digital content for grades 7 through 12 this year. In addition to that, they will be doing the same thing, moving to digital content and blended learning through Blackboard in mathematics 7 through 12 next year. And they'll do a different subject area every single year. And their plan is to be 100% digital content, 100% blended learning before the year 2018. So I'll also note that Metro Nashville Public Schools leverages digital content within the Blackboard teaching and learning solutions of several of our digital content partners, including Florida Virtual School, Discovery Education, and Learning.com, all of whom are tightly integrated into the Blackboard teaching and learning solutions. So we're very excited to be partnering with them to help make sure they're successful in their goal to be 100% transitioned to digital content and blended learning by the year 2018. So next up, let's take a look at the success in Lawrence Public Schools. Lawrence really did set out to answer two very specific questions. Can we create and provide a resource that allows teachers to spend more time with their students? And can we increase student engagement? What they found, the answers to both of these questions were yes. So let's take a look at what they did. They started out with a limited field test of just 9 classrooms. And in the second year of that, that was in spring of 2013. In the 2013-2014 school year, they expanded to 80 blended classrooms, and this year they've expanded to over 150 classrooms. If you look at the distribution of classrooms, you'll see that 67% of their classrooms from field to this current year are at the elementary level using Blackboard solutions for blended learning. Only 20% of their blended classrooms are at the middle school level, and at the high school level, even less at 13%. So we really do have a large distribution from kindergarten through 12th grade in terms of blended learning across the district. And you can see that from the field test to phase 1 and phase 2, and they've got big plans moving forward. So, were they able to increase teacher time with students? Let's take a look at the data there first. They surveyed teachers who are blending in their classrooms, and they found that every single one of those teachers agrees that blended learning provides the teacher more time to work with individual students. Pretty significant. 97% believe that blended learning is more equitable than traditional learning. 93% say that their communication with students and parents is more frequent and specific in their blended classrooms than traditional. And 91% are able to provide more immediate feedback. And lastly, 87% use Blackboard within actual classroom instruction to enable them to work with individuals and small groups of students. In addition to that, I'll talk about a couple specific examples of personalized learning and individualized teachers being able to spend more time with individual students. In Paula Barr's second grade classroom, she's a 32-year veteran teacher. She has her second graders 100% individualized in both math and reading based on their progress towards the learning objectives they're trying to achieve. To do this, she uses digital content. She flips her lessons in math and reading. And, as a result, she has students anywhere from 1.5 to 2 units behind grade level to students who are already at the 6th grade level of proficiency. So she's working with them based on where they're at, their progress towards the goals. And she's using technology and Blackboard solutions to enable her to personalize that learning experience for each one of her students. In third grade, Jenny Wilkes, a third grade teacher in Lawrence, is using the data from her measures of academic progress assessments to target specific skills and learning objectives based on student needs. She's able to differentiate content in Blackboard based on those MAP scores and their Lexile ranges to really focus on their targeted need, engaging them in Blackboard discussions, wikis, and blogs. So just a couple examples there of how they're really able to increase teacher time to work with individual students and small groups of students to increase student achievement. So secondly, can they, improve student engagement across the district? And they learned that absolutely they can. Evidence of that demonstrated student engagement improvement. 98% of blended teachers believe that student engagement has increased as a result of blended learning. 95% say that student attitudes have improved, and 84% think students come to class better prepared. But nothing can share the story better than hearing this from Lawrence, teachers, parents, and students themselves.
The two questions we were looking to investigate and answer were, could we increase student engagement, and could we create a resource for the teachers that would free up their time to spend more time with their students, either one-on-one or individually. So after our field test in the spring of 2013, we knew we were ready to move forward, but we needed to select a learning management system. We decided to select Blackboard because it was more the drive off the lot ready. We had tools that our professional educators would want to use in the classroom, ways to monitor student achievement, ways to engage students.
If you walked into my classroom, first of all, you would probably walk in before the bell rang because students are eager to get started.
You're definitely not going to be able to recognize the front of the classroom. There isn't one.
They have electronic devices out, whether they're iPads or laptops.
Students working on the computers through Blackboard. Sometimes it might be an individual student, sometimes they might be in partners.
Lots of conversation going on, collaboration, lots of discussion.
In a blended environment, it's a lot easier to interact with the teacher and to work at your own pace and to really learn how you want to learn.
I'm not busy at the front of the room being like, look at me, pay attention to me, and doing the lesson for 40 minutes, and then I have 3 minutes to get to them.
I get to multiply myself by 10 because I've put videos on there of myself explaining a concept.
Some of the choices she gives us are we can sing a song, we can do research and write it in a Word document, we can put a discussion up on Blackboard, and we can just tell it to her.
I like the idea that there's videos and different ways for her to get activity, so she can read it or she can watch a video. She can read it over as much often as she needs to. She can replay the video if she needs to.
She comes home just super excited and talking a mile a minute.
If somebody would much rather sing a song than write a paper, why not?
The student engagement is so high that they constantly want to get on Blackboard because they know that it's going to be an engaging and fun learning activity.
It's really cool because I love having all this technology there.
I had kids coming up to me the day we got access to Blackboard going, is there an app? Can I get the app on my phone? I found that most of my students were telling me that they had solved their own problems or that another student had explained something to them.
In math, I'm ahead of some people, so I help them with problems that they need help on.
My favorite is that there's no failure. They feel very successful.
She'd grade it, and if your grade was below something, you wouldn't be able to move on to the next journal entry, so you'd always be checking your grades on Blackboard.
In a blended setting, I can hold students accountable for that relearning, and what I've found is that the students are interested in relearning and then approach me for opportunities to demonstrate what they've learned.
It's just created this sense of success, and the kids are very excited to come. Some of them come in at 7:30 in the morning, and school doesn't start till 8:05.
When I was homesick, I decided to log into Blackboard on discussions so that I could stay with my class.
When you can step out and just watch the kids work, either in unison or they're just so engaged that they lose all track of time, that to me is authentic engagement, and that's what we're producing in these classrooms.
I am more energized about teaching and more proud of what I do because of blended learning than I ever have been before. I know my students better. I know that they are 100% engaged from the minute they walk in the door until the minute they leave.
I like Blackboard and blended learning because they're fun.
Again, I can't tell the story any better than the Lawrence teachers, parents, students, and assistant superintendent does themselves. But, anecdotal evidence that backs up the increased student engagement. Angelique Kobler, the assistant superintendent for teaching and learning, teacher after teacher came up to her unsolicited, telling her that discipline has really become a non-issue in the classroom. You heard Paula Barr in the video tell you how her students are 100% engaged every single moment they spend in her classroom. She told me that, before in her second grade classroom, she was the one that was doing all the talking, but the new class motto her and her students have is the one who's talking is the one who's doing the learning. Her second graders have asked her if they can still get on Blackboard over the summer. A third grade parent told a teacher that their child used to cry when she had to go to school, and now she cries when she has to miss. Kids come to school 35 minutes every day in Diana Bailey's fifth grade classroom. And students, as you heard Evie in the video, voluntarily join class virtually when they're homesick. And Danira Flores, who was also on the video, she's the algebra teacher at the high school level. She had 8 students, 8 reluctant learners in algebra who didn't finish the course and traditionally, would not have earned credit for that course, choose voluntarily to come to class 2 extra weeks in the summer to complete their learning. Those are all great examples of, truly improved student engagement across the district. Now, while this data is still early, they were setting out to increase student engagement and teacher time with individual students in small groups. They've got early evidence of student achievement gains. One example is Mrs. Edgecombe's 5th grade class. With the NWE MAP assessment, typically she would expect her students to gain 5 to 6 points over the school year. Her actual gain of her students was an average of 13 points, and she attributed that to the benefits of blended learning with Blackboard. So lastly but not least, let's take a look at Sarasota's success. Sarasota needed to deliver formative benchmark assessments to meet state requirements, and they wanted to use that rich data to inform instruction. They also created what they call instructional focus guides using Blackboard solutions, and those are standards-aligned digital content organized into unit and theme-based learning for each grade level, content area, and course, created and delivered within the Blackboard teaching and learning solution. And finally, they were able to provide flexible and cost-effective continuous professional development and compliance training online for their teachers and employees. So let's take a look at the numbers. Sarasota leverages Blackboard's teaching and learning solutions to deliver state-required formative benchmark assessments 3 times throughout the school year. Each time they deliver those benchmark assessments, over 40,000 assessments are delivered. That means that they're delivering over 120,000 benchmark assessments every year, and they're leveraging the data from those massive assessments to inform instruction. Denise Cantalupo, who's the Director of Research, Assessment, Evaluation, and School Improvement at Sarasota, told us that, all the ways they explored first to do benchmark assessments didn't work. They weren't fast enough. They weren't able to, deliver them in an efficient manner. They weren't able to gather the data quickly enough. The other benefit she pointed out was, that online testing is very flexible. They're able to correct mistakes in those formative assessments as they find them, even while the assessments are being delivered with the regrade feature in our solutions. So, just lots of great benefits to being able to gather that data, deliver the assessments, and gather that data through online testing. Todd Alexander, a technology leader in the district, points out that, all of their students are now better prepared for both the end of course assessments and the FCATs, both required assessments at the end of the year in Florida. It's not a new item for students in Sarasota County. They're used to doing their testing online. Then over 2,500 teachers are able to apply feedback from those formative assessments immediately in their classrooms to drive instruction. They're able to make choices about instructional time, use of resources, and even human capital based on how their students are performing on those assessments. In terms of the instructional focus guides, the district 9 curricular program specialists led the creation of those instructional focus guides to help teachers transition to new common standards. They engaged the help of over 100 expert teachers across the district to help create that standards-aligned digital content to form those IFGs. And so they were able to provide an instructional focus guide to every teacher in the district. Those IFGs serve as the blueprint for transition to new common standards in the state of Florida. And it allowed them to promote district-wide blended learning by providing every teacher a fully developed, blueprint to the new standards within Blackboard. And lastly, Sarasota has achieved significant gains with respect to professional learning as well. They're able to provide flexible, cost-effective, and continuous PD through Blackboard. They do all of their OSHA compliance training for over 5,000 employees through Blackboard. Of course, they prepare their 2,500 teachers on how to use those IFGs with their students and how to use them as a guide for the transition to the new set of common standards. That in the state of Florida, every single teacher who has even a single student within their classes who, for which English is their second language or has a gifted student is required to have a ESL or gifted certification respectively. Sarasota is able to meet this need for teachers in their district through online learning. And lastly, just the amount of time and effort and time within class that the district is able to save because the district is so geographically large, 555 square feet. It eliminates a large number of employees who would need to commute between 30 and 45 minutes each way for face-to-face training that would typically be held in the district central offices. So finally, at Blackboard, we envision a world inspired to learn. As you can see through these stories, to realize this vision, we partner with each district with their own set of unique challenges to reimagine K-12 education. We'd love the opportunity to partner with you. Thank you for joining us for Blended, Engaging, and Cost Savings, Infinite Possibilities to Redefine Today's Classroom. You can find me at 1Katie Gallagher on Twitter. Thank you so much.